Konnichiwa, my name is Kaori Nagao, your Las Vegas lifestyle specialist. Today I'm very excited to do an interview with Gady Medrano, and I am very excited to share with you her story. And again, if this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much for watching. My vision is to empower and educate women through real estate, and one of my segments is to interview dynamic women like Gady, so I'm really excited to share her story with you today.
What an introduction.
Yeah, so I'll start with your bio, Gady.
Okay.
All right, so Gady Medrano is an award-winning realtor. Currently, she is among the top realtors in Las Vegas and a fan favorite on worldwide TV show Flipping Vegas on A&E. Gady has over a decade of residential and commercial real estate experience. She is licensed in multiple states, but calls Las Vegas home. She is a second-generation real estate investor and principal of Gady Real Estate Group. During her career, she has received several awards for real estate excellence. Recently, Vegas Inc. named her as an honoree for 40 Under 40. This is a quote from you, Gady. "My clients' needs always come first. I will provide you the highest level of service, expertise, and integrity. I am dedicated to being your trusted real estate professional for life." So welcome, Gady.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Of course. So talk to us about, you have multiple licenses in other states, so talk to us about that.
So I was raised mostly in California, the Bay Area, and my father was a house flipper, investor, and all that. So the minute I turned 18, I got my real estate license, and I started working with my father. But when the recession happened, the cost of living, everything was just upside down.
Right.
And that was when I moved to Las Vegas because there was a lot of opportunity here.
Yes.
I got a job doing property management, and I started doing short sales, loan modifications. I was a loan officer also in California.
Oh, wow.
So I was able to do like loan modifications and then just kind of adjust as the market recovered.
Gotcha.
And that's when I got on Flipping Vegas because I had flipping experience.
Wonderful. So talk to about that. Like, how do you become a star on a TV show like that?
You know what? By accident. So it's a funny story. I came to Las Vegas during the midst of the housing crisis, where everything was crazy. It was completely stressful, but it was really stressful for me because I'm relocating to a new city.
Right.
I don't have any friends. I didn't know anybody, so I'm trying to drum up business.
Yeah.
So I started doing YouTube.
Okay.
so I got early in. I got in early on that.
That's
and
amazing.
I did because I was a loan officer. I was able to do short sales. So I just did simple YouTube videos explaining what a short sale was, how to do it, and just like helping people get through the process because there were a lot of scammers out there like charging these fees and this and that. So I put together a video series on YouTube that's still up right now.
That's great.
My very first YouTube video.
Yes.
And when I saw an ad for this TV show called Flipping Vegas, I was like, is this for real? Like, what's going on? And but I was like, okay, let me see what I can do. So I sent them my link to my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So they could see me, see what I was talking about, and then there was one on there for flipping because I was, I've done flips before.
Right.
So I got called, I was hired, and we started shooting that same week.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long did the TV series run for?
We're at 5 seasons.
Okay.
Which is really great for a TV show. It
yeah.
usually gets canceled after 1 or 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for the genre, definitely. So A&E, it's the parent company to the History Channel, the Bio Channel, Lifetime. So it also is still being shown right now on all those channels. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So how was it like being on camera? How was it filming all the time?
I'm a realtor. It's what I've done all my life. So that part was a little scary to me, to be honest. The first experience I had filming, I didn't know that the house was infested with mice.
Yes, I actually saw that. So make sure you go to Gady's YouTube channel. I actually saw that video yesterday, and I was like,
it's notorious.
Oh my gosh! Like
it's notorious.
I saw you running out. Yeah.
yeah. So it was so. And stuff like that because I'm new to the city. I still need to work and I need to make a living whether this show works or not.
Right.
So I was really scared that, hey, how's this going to turn out?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but luckily it all turned out really well. The show did really, really well. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the experience. It's been just tremendous. It's helped my business. It's helped me with luxury business, with all manner of business. It's been great. It was a great experience.
Yeah. Do you have goals to be back on a TV show?
Yes. So we had something really in the works right before the lockdown with COVID.
Okay.
So that threw a wrench in it a little bit, but we're working. I can't give it too many details right now, but we're picking back up on some of that. So I'm really excited about
so
that.
coming soon. Stay tuned for Gady's updates, because we'd love to see you back on TV.
Oh, thank you.
And talk to us about a podcast. You started a podcast too, right?
Yeah, so for me, I love, just like this, I love that we can collaborate. I love talking to people. It's just something that I just enjoy, and especially during the lockdown, you're also trying to find something to do.
Yes,
And I enjoy listening to podcasts. I do that instead of music, oftentimes in the morning when I'm getting ready.
Yes.
So I like podcasts.
Yes.
So I started putting that together. It's a completely new thing, so I'll have episodes weekly starting next month.
Okay.
So
great.
it'll be a weekly podcast.
Wonderful.
But for me, YouTube, podcast, all of that's the future. Social media is the future. If you're in real estate, you know, Zillow and all these other companies are dominating the market, but if you really put yourself out there on social, do what I did, and you know, a lot of opportunities that you might be missing, you know, like you're losing out on a lot if you're not really taking advantage of social media.
Yeah, so I know you started YouTube marketing way before everyone else did. Like, how did that even come about?
Well, I had no options, which is the inventor of, like, you know, creativity.
Right.
I didn't know anybody. And I just like, well, you know, I saw some people doing okay with YouTube, and I tried a million things. That was one of many things that I tried. You know what I mean? I did nails. You know, I've done the whole thing. I've been doing this for a long, long time. So that one just is what got me the TV, you know, interview to get me through the door. When I got there, then I, you know, showed my flips, and then I was able to at least get in the door through the YouTube video. So
That's really fascinating. I mean, TV world is so different, right? And it's so exciting. And
yeah, especially now, it's a lot of it has to do with branding. Like, you do want to be in front of a potential customer, you do want to be in front of a potential client, or talk to your niche, or whatever it is that you're doing. That it's just, to me, we're in a time where everyone can get on YouTube, can do a lot of really good quality content on different social media platforms, and just reach a lot of people, or do ads, or however they're going to run their business, in any business really. So, you know, that's proven really beneficial in my life.
Wonderful. So is your core marketing strategy YouTube, or is it also Instagram? What other platforms are you utilizing?
Well, we're Instagram friends, so I have all of it. As a matter of fact, oh, funny you mentioned that. So you and I, you had a wonderful listing, by the way. Great listing. You guys see it. You have the YouTube video on it. It's 1.9 million. I had a client that was looking to get that. We were this close to an offer.
Exactly. That's how we met, guys. Again, you meet wonderful realtors like yourself on listing appointments.
And I was looking through our text, and it was like, oh, you showed me another listing another time. It was a high rise and stuff like that. You know, so you just kind of get in, and you were always, you know, really great to work with. And I was looking at the thread and everything. So when we then saw each other at that listing, the golf course listing, I was like, oh, okay, you know. So for me, I feel like that's just how it works. You know, you just create relationships with people. But my marketing, so for those clients, the reason I bring that up, those clients, I actually got them from Instagram.
Oh, wow.
I was like, this is, you know, multi-million-dollar clients. They are in the aviation business, so I'm also doing the commercial side of it, where I'm getting them their airplane hangar.
Ooh, nice.
So so generally relocating them all together with their business and with their home. You know, helping them with the schooling, the whole thing, right?
Absolutely, full service.
The whole thing, and they're wonderful. You met them. They're great.
They're fantastic. I'm really happy that they found a home. And they're relocating here. Again, if you're planning to relocate to Las Vegas, know that we have two incredible realtors here that could help. And you know, we're obviously seeing a lot of relocations from the West Coast, right? Yeah,
California. So my city as well. So my sister still works there. I partnered with her with a brokerage called Reliable Property Management. She does commercial and residential property management in California, and we're just relocating people after the California exodus. You know, we have no state income taxes. People from California love it. These particular clients are from Washington. So, but I mean, we're seeing relocation like crazy. The city's booming now with all the sports teams. They're hockey fans. I was like, oh, we're a hockey city. Like, you have to convert to Golden Knights, obviously, but if you do that, you're good.
That's amazing. No, I love that. So a lot of, you know, buyer leads from social media platforms.
Yes. So definitely social media. I mean, I think everybody should, if you're looking to get into real estate, I have a lot of people, because of the TV show, I have a lot of people, a lot of agents across the country that I either mentored, you know, or just give some guidance, like, hey, I'm starting off, what do you think? And for me, I tell them some of the same things, like, find a niche, you know, luxury real estate. It could be, if you're bilingual is fantastic. If you're looking at, you know, millennials, if you're looking, or if you're a soccer mom, you're gonna get a lot of other soccer moms get in the community. Or if you're single, here the high rises and that has its whole demographic, and people do insanely well. So for me, you know, it helps you dominate instead of dabble, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, so for me, like, that's the way to go.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, Gady touches on a really good topic here, because a lot of realtors out there think they need to cater to everyone. And that's like
it's a rookie mistake.
Yeah, it's a rookie mistake.
Yeah.
You know, you can't cater to everyone.
You will.
I
mean, you will. Like, you should dominate a niche for sure. Figure out who you're talking to, because also your social media, what content you're putting needs to speak to that specific person.
Exactly.
So is he, you know, what age, this and that, you know, whatever it is, what hobbies, all of those things, you need to speak to a specific person, and you'll get other people as well, because you're active and you're doing things. So you're not eliminating, you know, everyone wants to work with everybody, and you can and you will, but you do need to be a master at certain, at least one, you know. If you like golf course properties, like, know everything there is to know about it. If you like luxury, know everything there is to know about it. And first of all, that should be enough, but you will also generate quite a few
other. Absolutely. Yeah. So for you, what is your specific niche?
Well, I do luxury. So luxury is my top, but again, I don't, and I dislike this, and I know some agents do, but I don't get pretentious about it. Like, I just got a listing for $300,000. I'm like, I will help anybody. I like to work with people. I'm perfect. So that goes again. Like, they know me as luxury. They even said it when they contact me. Like, I know you only do, like, I was like, no, like, you know, if you're serious and you actually want to buy, and, you know, I'll work with you. Absolutely. And I also have a team, and if I'm out of town, I have someone that I can put them with. So it works out.
How big is your team?
Right now we have 4. Okay. Yeah, so it's just for me, and not including transaction coordinators and assistants and stuff, but 4 agents.
Nice. For showings and helping you when you're out traveling and out of town.
Yeah. I mean, with this client, the one that we worked on, you know, I had other appointments as well. They were just in town for those days, so I'm sorry, I can't show it. I can't say, oh no, tomorrow. So I have to send somebody else, and I want to make sure that everyone has someone to contact. They're always getting a call back. I stay on top of it pretty good, because that's what's expected of me. But you know, I'll follow up right after if something happens like that. But I make sure they're taken care of.
Awesome. So talk to us about, you know, just maybe your secret to your success, or recommendations for newer agents coming into the market right now.
Yeah, I think what we discussed on is critical, the niche. Then it's just so, I see it, and this is something that I've worked with several new agents. Like, no, I want buyers and sellers, I want this area, that area. You could even be an expert in your area, but you need to start being an expert at something, because this is something also with entrepreneurs, because I'm also an entrepreneur. You have to master things, otherwise you spread yourself out too thin and you'll never really get anything done.
So Gady, talk to us about like what you're experiencing right now. Obviously it's been a very hot competitive seller's market with multiple offers, some people waiving contingencies. What have you experienced recently?
I mean, that's really the story of this whole year, this whole COVID situation. This is unprecedented with the pandemic, with what we're experiencing. I mean, since the recession, since being here, we've gone through 2 different cycles of, you know, it just skyrocketing, and just with this city, I would say it's not incredibly new. So it was, you know, you understand how to handle it when you get multiple offers and all that stuff. But with COVID, it just brought a whole different level of stress, didn't it? You know, so you know, from what I can see, this has been going on for a bit, but it has started to cool down a little bit, which I feel is in everybody's best interest. We have a lot of hedge funds buying up a ton of property. We have the real estate market, the luxury aspect. So it depends on which aspect of the market we're talking about, but the hedge funds are buying up all these rental properties. That's had a huge effect on this market. The luxury market, though, I think was reasonable, which I was really grateful for, because for me, I want, you know, you want the homeowner to get what they're looking for. You want not to, you know, do these like quick, you know, knee-jerk decisions, and then they get out of contract and this and that. So this week, I can tell you about this week with these clients. You know, they were able to take their time. There was a multiple offer situation. It wasn't crazy. You know, we were still able to get a great deal. We were still able to get furniture, you know, and do all of that stuff. So that is in incredible contrast to, you know, this time last year. You know, when a lot of that was like, no, you have to put an offer now. And I'm like, and I'm doing that because they're not going to get the home they love.
Right.
So I'm sorry, you have to get moving on this.
Yep.
But I like that we were able to take our time a little bit more, and
Good.
that's what I want for people.
Yes.
You know, I don't want these massive outbidding with hedge funds. I don't want these massive outbiddings that are not giving the client everything they want. You want more balance.
More balance.
More balance,
yeah.
for sure. And the sellers, it's still a seller's market.
Yes.
You know, they're still went above listing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They
Yes.
still got
Yes.
what they wanted, but it was more of a win-win this time.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you're a seller out there watching, please contact us. We'll be happy to take your listing. It is still a great time to sell and get record price, and again, over asked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I know obviously some markets, you know, for here it's a little bit different, but you know, some places like California or even on the you know, the East Coast, they're still seeing over 100 grand over ask price, which for us
sure.
is a little crazy,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It's standard practice in a lot of places, and it depends on the home too.
Yeah.
You know, and the same thing will come down to value. For
Yes.
instance, like price doesn't sometimes reflect value, so you have to also assess that. The same happens with flips. Like
Right.
when you see something that's like in Summerlin or in a great area and it's undervalued, you're like, oh, okay, I can go above list, but I'm getting the price that I
Right.
want, and I
Right.
can turn it around. So
Right.
yeah, price doesn't always reflect value. So for me, it's important to work with a realtor that actually understands value, that you
Yes.
actually do your homework, you
Yes.
figure out what it's actually worth,
Yes.
what it's going to be worth potentially this time next year
Right.
and in the upcoming months. But luckily, things are slowing down. You know, we're getting back. I mean, Vegas is back. We already know
Right,
that.
we're back.
Yeah,
Yes,
we already know that.
100%.
Yeah, you know, we're already going to concerts. Everything's really picked up.
Yes.
But for the market, you know, we're getting towards the end of summer. And that's always going to be hot. That's always
Yes.
going to be booming,
Yes.
and it'll naturally cool down going
Yes.
into, which has different opportunities, right?
Correct.
But it's naturally cooling down, which is what I experienced this week. So I'm really
Yeah.
grateful for that. We were
Nice.
able to
Yeah.
get into contract,
Yeah.
and it worked out.
And
yeah.
normalize a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's stressful. You know,
Yes.
this is when you really, you know, this was a stressful time for a lot of people. This was, you know, whether it be homeowners, you know, sellers and agents.
Right.
So it's nice to see that stabilizing. You want to have organic growth. You don't want it to be, you know, you don't want it to be artificial. You actually want it
Sure.
to grow in a way that is stable, that's aligned with the population, that's aligned with what, you know, with everything that keeps the fundamentals right,
Right.
for a market, right?
Right.
So it looks like we're getting in that direction, so I'm really pleased with that.
Good, good.
Yeah.
And would you say you have more buyers or you have more sellers?
You know, it switches. That's like the question with that. It switches because for a while, and it also depends on marketing too,
Right,
but for a while, it was, I just wanted listings.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to show. I don't want to be in the, you know, just to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
but,
absolutely.
But I still worked with buyers for sure.
Yes.
But my target was listings.
Listings.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have more listings right now, you were saying. Yeah, perfect.
And for these buyers, I already got into contracts, so that's already,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
know. Yeah,
So-
showing homes, especially in this triple digit heat, right, Gady? It's like, it's hot and staying cool and hydrated
and I want them to relocate, and I'm not trying to have the heat scare them. You know what I mean? So I get in the car first, put on the AC, like hoping it kicks in. But
Yeah.
you know, but they're, oh, we love the heat. I was like, okay, well, you're my kind of buyers. So yeah.
That's good. And then do you personally do a lot of the flippings right now?
Yes, if I can find, that's something that will always be a part of my life. You know, I was raised, my father would like pick me up from high school. We'd go to Home Depot and find tile, you know what I mean? So it's just something that's near and dear to me. So it's something that I will always do.
Okay.
And I'm always looking for deals. And I actually recommend this to a lot of agents. It's a great way to build wealth as well. You know,
Yes.
you're near the deals, you can get them done,
Right.
or you can, you know, help facilitate it for others.
Right.
You know, there's very creative financing out there that just takes into account not even your personal finances, but the flip itself, and you can
Right.
get that loan. So there's a lot of different things that people can do to
Yeah.
really just improve their situation and make money.
That's
so
amazing.
yeah, for me, I love construction. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like, you know, I wear the hard hat, I do the
Yeah.
whole thing. You know, I love it. So I just, you know, and it keeps things fun and fresh. You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, obviously you have the eye and the experience. Obviously, you know,
It helped.
Your dad did it for such a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
and that's amazing. I love that. It's like generation to generation. You know.
Yeah, and then flipping Vegas gave me so much more experience, so much
Yes.
more expertise in it, in this area especially.
Yeah.
You know, California, I had that, but it's, you know, every area is different, and I do it now on my own, and you know, whatever pops up, just you'll be open to opportunities. You know.
Yeah. So you still have your license in California.
Yes.
So you do a lot of business there too, or
some.
Okay.
Some. My life is Vegas. I love Vegas. You know, this is just a great, just booming city. Like I've watched it change just in the last decade, and I'm sure the next decade is going to grow even more.
Right.
So I'm excited about it. I'm not going anywhere.
Same here. We're not going to go anywhere.
No. Yeah. I'm not moving back to California. I love California, but I'm not moving back.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha. But it's good to know. You know, you've got dual licenses, so you can do business in both states, right? And have that opportunity for your buyers.
Yeah. And relocating people, and you know, there was no reason to not keep up with that license, and you know, it still created business, especially with the show. People back home. So I try to facilitate any opportunity as best as I can.
So just to wrap it up, Gady, like, do you have any favorite things like on and off the strip that you want to share with everybody? Just places that you like to go hang out?
Everywhere. So let's see. So on and off the strip, I like Summerlin a lot. Like we're currently in Summerlin. It's a great area. So I'm a big movie buff. To me, it was a great like staple during the pandemic to go back to the movies. So that was huge. You know, so we have a great theater here where you have like your legs up and like you're at home. The couch is over here in Summerlin. So I like that on my spare time. Today we're going paddle boarding. Like right after this, we're going night paddle boarding at Lake Mead. So a lot of things that people don't know about Las Vegas that they get so surprised. Like if the outdoors we have so much. Mount Charleston, 30 minutes away, and the temperature drops. I swear it feels like you're in Montana. It's an entirely different place. You're in a different world.
You're right.
Today, in the summer, you know, I'm going to Lake Mead. We're going paddleboarding with a bunch of friends. Like tonight, literally, like after this, I'm putting on flip-flops. And we're going to paddleboarding. And, you know, you get to do these fun activities, or you can do luxury type activities. The best dining in the world, the best entertainment in the world, and all of that. But it's just all together well-rounded. So,
That's why we love Vegas. And that's why we keep selling Las Vegas, right?
And people are surprised when they relocate. They think, oh, Vegas, just the strip. No, like you have so much, and that's why people aren't leaving as much as you know they did say a decade ago, because now so much is booming. Now we have all this hiking, everything possible, the outdoors to everything in between.
And now that the temperature is going to be cooling down in the fall, and
we even get snow in the desert.
Mount Charleston. I take my kids tubing and snowboarding, skiing. I absolutely love it. People are surprised. They're like, what? They're skiing in Vegas?
Literally 30 minutes. We don't get like the bad snow, because I relocate people from Wisconsin, like, oh, you don't know snow. I'm like, okay, but I don't want to. I don't want to shovel snow in the morning. That's why I live in the desert. But I love that I can actually go snowboard. I like to snowboard. I'm terrible at skiing, but I can snowboard. And I do that. And, you know, there's just so much to do. It's just the quality of life here is incredible. And I love the no state income taxes. You know, we live and breathe that. You know, amen. So for me, it's just something that I think people are starting to recognize, and the numbers are incredible for the city and starting to show that.
Wonderful. Well, Gady, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
I love hearing your story.
Thank you.
And any last remarks to the audience today?
No. Find me on social media, Gady702, pretty much everywhere. And that's it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.